you need things to always be like this. If they're not, then that's not good. So it's driving you to make things like this as much as possible. And so listen to that is what I'm saying.
She's trying to protect her relationship, just like you just said. And then that lady's messaging her husband.
Yeah, like, not smart to mess with that kind of stuff.
They see a man acting one way and like, oh, I want him and I'm going to take him and he's going to do all the things for me. That is not necessarily the case. Right. And you should not be pursuing somebody that is in a relationship.
You don't know what happens behind closed doors, too.
Women have been conditioned to think, okay, if the man's unhappy, he's going to go do something that he's not supposed to do.
And that's not wholly a bad thing, because what does it cause you to do when you feel that way?
I mean, you're more likely to try to fix the problem.
To try to get their relationship back up to the intimacy level to restore. Like, so it's
but I
like
feel like it is unhealthy though to be like it's almost like a threatening sort of thing.
No.
Like, and you don't threaten me.
No.
But it's like things like this when you hear like a man talk about, well, you know, if it's not at 100%, then it was bound to happen potentially. You know, like I don't like that. It causes unnecessary anxiety. Right. It makes you feel like you can't make a mistake.
Look,
and there can't be issues.
Whatever level our relationship is at, I mean, it's always at 150 billion%, but like whatever level it is at, I would never, ever entertain any other woman, right? Like, you know, so that should be like something that a man just does and is a way to live. And again, I have not lived in that integrity my whole life, right? But I do now. And that's how, again, we were talking about the other episode of like the pitfalls, you know, of like my path in life. But a man should live in that integrity 100%. Right. So a woman shouldn't have to question, okay, if things aren't really like 100% great, then is he going to not live in that integrity? Right. She shouldn't have to do that.
Because she can't trust you if you do that. Like, you're not a rock if you guys get in a fight and you're going to go message some Instagram model or respond to someone else. Like, how are you the rock and the leader and the one that's running everything when you can't handle when things aren't 100% and you go and make decisions that affect everybody?
But there's a natural thing in a woman that when she feels like the relationship is not like this, that she's worried about those things. And and that's a good thing. Like, she shouldn't have to worry about it. The guy should, you know, but no matter what I ever say as a man, you're still going to feel that because it's a biological feeling, because it is the intuition that a woman should listen to, is that you need things to always be like this. If they're not, then that's not good. So it's driving you to make things like this as much as possible. And so listen to that is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing as in the sense of like repairing. Right. I think it's a bad thing in that a lot of men aren't actually the rocks that they think they are. And they're not actually like living from a place of integrity and having morals and standards and things like that. Like that is where, because some women, you know, they get in an argument and a man does go and do things like that almost to like punish her.
Right,
and
exactly.
Like that's wrong. Like even if she's wrong and even if she's treating you poorly, like it lowers your value as a man.
Right, it absolutely does. And then it erodes trust in the future. Like you have to create a safe environment for a woman to bloom.
That's the only way.
But you've seen it because you know me now for long enough of my coaching of men that how many men are susceptible to, I'm not going to name names obviously, but I coach a lot of guys and I deal with this kind of them being open to advances from women a lot. And that's why when a man tells me about things, I don't even shame him about it because I know that this is a reality of life, but I tell him how to strengthen the relationship so that it won't happen again. Right. Because that's the thing is like, if it's not actively not happening, you know, if there's not an action to move the relationship in a higher place, then there's a danger. Then it is under attack, because it is under attack always from the outside world, right? Like this is what we live in, and so if there's not a constant building, that's why you got to be listening to this podcast every week and together and working. No, but seriously, but working on the relationship. Like if you're not actively doing that, then you're under the danger of that.
No, it's true. So. And I'm not saying this lady in this video is doing this.
Yeah.
But I guess too, before we got together, I didn't realize how many women go after men that are taken.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm sure there's a flip side too where men go after taken women, but I think it's more so that women are
men don't go after taken. I mean,
not actively pursue,
unless you want to die. Unless you want to die as a man, like women go after taken men. Men generally, like if you're a stupid,
well, that's what that woman said in the comments. She was like, "I'd go to jail if someone said that to my husband." So it's like she's trying to protect her relationship, just like you just said, and then that lady's messaging her husband.
Yeah,
like,
not smart to mess with that kind of stuff. But definitely, I mean, as a man, like, yeah, you'd be real stupid. Like,
I just didn't realize that there are women out there who are actively seeking taken men, and that's just also very disheartening. Like, as a woman, like who I care about women, and I want them to be happy and have the relationship that they want to have, which every woman deep down, no matter what they're going to say, wants to have a good relationship or like their dream relationship and the love that they've always dreamed of. But stealing someone else's man is not the way to do it. Like, that's just not going to get you. A man with one woman can be completely different with another woman, because it's less about the man and it's more about the woman he's with. Like, I'm not saying that you can't have a good man. But, and I know that men are the gardeners. But men are influenced by the flowers that are in their garden.
I mean, I get what you're saying. Like,
because that's where the whole thing that if he wanted to, he would. Where with one, you hear stories about a guy dating a girl and he's doing the bare minimum, not doing anything. And then he gets a girlfriend right after and he's buying her flowers and he's treating her like a princess. And then they get engaged like 6 months later. And he was with the other girl for like 5 years.
Yeah. It's in the pre-commitment phase that applies. After you're in the relationship, then the man is the man that he is.
Well, I'm not saying that he changes in the marriage or in the commitment.
No.
But I'm saying though that like women who think that they see a man acting one way and like, oh, I want him and I'm gonna take him and he's gonna do all the things for me. Like, that is not necessarily the case, and you should not be pursuing somebody that is in a relationship.
You don't know what happens behind closed doors too.
Right. Like, you don't know this person,
you don't know
really.
His temper and how you so yeah, but